More chips.
Excuse me. So that's the first thing, and the other way, I was just talking to Mr. Hyde, and I talked to Sensu an email about this the other day, like yesterday, really, is because our programs are doing so well, and the band program too, we're developing some very talented artists, and when you audition for a college that is well known, you have to fly there, or you have to go to a central location to do a group audition for a bunch of colleges. And the cost that the two people that I'm thinking about right now, Allie and Malia, both were leads in last year's musical, the cost that they have to take under is huge. To fly there, even to pay to get their video submission in, and like to pay to go to the auditions, there's just a lot of cost. And so I want to work a scholarship in somehow for a performing arts student, or multiple students, of possibly like a $500 scholarship or something like that to help. And then I talked to Sue, I said, what work? How do we do this? She goes, well, it has to be open up to all the high schools, so Sky Valley and Monroe, and then there has to be an application process and then some kind of vetting process. So it's still very much in the initials, like, can we do this? And it sounded like yes, sort of, as long as we go through all this proper stuff. But I just, hearing about those costs, because I didn't go to a high performing arts school, I didn't have to go audition for anything, so I didn't know really what it all was. So finding out about some of that stuff this year with my seniors wanting to go to really good schools, but the cost that they have to go through to go there and audition, like fly to Michigan, fly to New York, fly to California, that's not that much, but wherever it is, and then they have to pay to get their videos submitted. There's just so much money involved in just going to college beyond the price of college.
And that's not even sure that they're going to go
No,
there.
That's just to audition for the program. So it's
not really,
it's intense. And so that's something it's really on my heart and my mind right now, is helping out those kids in any way possible.
And so right now you have two, you thinking? Or?
I have two that I'm thinking of that I know for sure are going out to audition for colleges or universities. I don't know about the band program. I did not get a chance to talk to Lisa today, but I talked to Ryan, and he only knows of those two as well. So.
Okay. And so I know Sky Valley has a really robust, performing arts kind of group that puts on a play and stuff. I'm not sure. We just kind of have to think about how we would open that up. We would just have to make it available district-wide, and then decide, how do you decide? Like, it depends. If you have enough money, if you have 2 kids, and that's how much, you don't have to worry about it. But if there's more kids than what we want to take out of that, then we'd have to think of a process.
We have the application already, right? We have a preset application for all scholarships.
Yeah, for sure.
And we can fine-tune that if you think we want some specific questions.
There's just a couple of questions I can see adding on to that.
Yeah, so then that's it. We can add a couple questions.
So is that something, though, that they would be doing sooner than later?
Yeah, to me, in my mind, it can't be an end-of-year scholarship thing. It needs to be almost a middle of the year, which I know is now, so whether this works out this year or not is kind of whatever. But it would need to be a middle-of-the-year scholarship, because those college auditions happen January, February, March.
Okay. Yeah.
And so they're having to book their flights now, and they're like, I don't know how I'm paying for this. My parents are forking out money that they don't have, so on and so forth. And that's just the time we live in right now. People are, paycheck to paycheck. And so to fly to
going with them.
To fly to New York, to get a hotel, to do the college tours, to do the big auditions, it's so much money. Mm-hmm. So any amount will help them is kind of where I'm at right now with that.
Do you have any questions? So you're thinking Spotlight?
Spotlight, scholarship, and then we want to run the drama camp again, but in a different, we'll actually have, the parents pay for their kids to come, which $150 for a full week drama camp, when you work that out, it's like $5 an hour when it comes to childcare costs. Like, that's really what the math works down to, so it's a great price.
It's $200 a week to go to the Y. It's
Exactly.
$200 a week
And so,
to go to the Sky Valley Gymnastics.
It's like $400 for church camps too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that isn't even a whole week.
And when we had the 25 kid max, we ended up getting 22 because 3 just didn't respond, so I couldn't offer their spots because I didn't know if they were showing up. But we really could have had upwards of 30 kids because I had a wait list going.
But that's kind of free, though.
Well, exactly. And so if I sit here and I think about 25 kids at $150. It's a great fundraiser for the drama club. But Ryan and I do put in a significant amount of work, and so
Yeah.
we loved that we got paid this last year, and so we're hoping we could set aside maybe $1,000 for that because we each got 500. And
So each.
we
1,000.
we each got 500, and so 1,000 for each to continue that
Okay,
amount.
perfect.
1,000.
Yep.
500 for each of us.
Perfect.
And we talked about why can't it go into a stipend for the district, and there was a lot of red tape there.
Yeah.
So I have opinions on the red tape, but I don't think you want to hear them right now.
And
so.
just to kind of, some of the things, we don't know would happen is if you open it up to the district, then you open it up to seniority, and anyone that's qualified to teach a drama class would, if they would want the stipend. So it kind of opens the door wider, and so if we kind of want to keep it an experience at the high school for kids to have that experience when they go to the high school, I think for right now at least, it's probably best to see if we can't just continue how we did it through the foundation.
Yeah.
And so I will go to HR if that's something that the committee, which we don't really have that committee formed yet, but decides that, then we'd go to HR and ask if we could do it again.
Well, because, Lombardi made some comment about how this would be the only year that'd be allowed, or maybe it was Blasco, I'm not sure
Yeah,
who said
it was HR.
But then we sent the results, we had the survey that went
Yeah.
out, we sent the results to Mr. Crow, and he said, great, hope this can be a yearly thing. So that's
Mm-hmm.
his attitude, whether he knows that there was a stipend situation that was kind of,
Right.
whatever,
So-
so we'll give him all the details and see what he says,
Right.
but he's on board.
Yeah,
He's
and
very
so-
supportive of my program and of the fine arts in general. His
Okay.
kids are involved in fine arts in high school, they're going to, and so he loves. He came to the play opening night. I didn't even know. He's so quiet, he never made himself known. So
Oh,
I
wow.
didn't realize he was there, but he was there opening night and he really complimented me. So he's a great supporter of our program.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
to hear.
Checking up on you.
Exactly. I think I passed.
That's good. That's good. Okay.
So those are the three things that I had as far as what my vision is for this year. And I talked to Ryan this afternoon, and he was totally on board. And Lisa's attitude on the thing is she loves that there's a performing arts initiative, but her program is funded. So she
So-
told me and Ryan, have at it.
Which
So-
is so
Oh,
nice.
band is
Yeah,
funded?
she goes, band is good. Her boosters are set, and she doesn't feel the need to have this money available to her. I think, did we use some of it for a drum last year? I can't even remember.
No, she got a staff grant.
That's
for,
right. And so it's, she her attitude is very much your programs are growing.
And we helped her
awesome.
with the marimba. We had-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. It's
Okay.
Ryan and myself.
Okay. Anybody have questions? Jason? Haley?
No, go
Sam?
arts.
Thank
Right.
you.
Super excited for the opportunities.